Seremban is a city in the Seremban district and the capital of the state of Negeri Sembilan in Peninsular Malaysia. Seremban was founded as Sungai Ujung, named after a nearby river of the same name. While the town was renamed Seremban thereafter, the name Sungai Ujung most prominently persists as a street name for a road adjoining the southern side of town, Sungai Ujung Road or Jalan Sungai Ujung. It is also the name of Luwak chiefdom that formed Negeri Sembilan, that covers the eponymous district as well as neighboring Port Dickson district. Sungai Ujung, as it was originally known, was an ancient settlement. King Parmaswara reportedly visited Sungai Ujung. Growth took off, as with most major towns in Peninsular Malaysia, after the discovery of tin ore in the 1870s. The discovery of tin in a nearby area called Wasa saw an influx of Arab, Malay, and Chinese immigrants to work on the mines and trade there. Most of the local Malays were farmers. Renamed as Seremban, the town flourished not only as a mining area, but also as a business center. The Lingga River served as the sole outlet to ferry tin and supplies in and out of the town. Revenue came not only from tin trade, but also from the large amount of taxes collected, much to the displeasure of the traders and the British colonialists at the neighboring port of Malacca. Half a century ago, this train station carried raw materials and passengers of all races. Built at a cost of $26,000, the Seremban train station was once the pride and joy of the locals. Like many towns in Malaya, the infrastructure of old Seremban was centered on transporting tin ore and other raw materials like aggregate comprising gravel, pebbles, and cobbles for road building. Now, of course, the roads are paved with tar, and the tin mines have long disappeared. In 1995, the authorities brought the train station back to life by introducing the KTM commuter train service. To the untrained eye, the buildings may look shabby and not as impressive as some other train stations, but to the locals in Seremban, the train station bears testimony to years of history. Many people are unaware of the beautiful old godowns which are hidden at the far and opposite Prima Bukit Rasa, Seremban. These godowns, also known as warehouses, were previously hidden from public view. Now they are visible due to the present clearing of land for new projects. By looking at the godowns, you have a first-hand view of the classic architecture style of the old British era during the early 1900s. The curved windows and white doors allow you to unlock a treasure trove of rich history with just a glimpse. It is good for the nation's history if these godowns are preserved and repurposed to house vintage trains, cargo vessels, and memorabilia like old train tickets, signage, and antiques from a bygone era. The front and back sides of the Stesen Keretapi Seremban are identical and contain many elements of exterior architecture since the station is generally symmetrical. The original building was made of bricks with plaster finishes, with certain pillars and the roof being made of wood. Some of the architectural elements used in the construction and as ornamentation on this building are openings, entrances, minarets, roofs, and pillars. Stesen Keretapi Seremban is essentially fashioned in a simplistic form, consisting of an oblong single-story building containing the station offices at the southern half. The ticketing facilities and passenger concourse are located at the northern half of the building, with both halves centered by brick and plaster entranceway. The station features verandas supported by carved wooden beams supporting curved motifs. A white clock tower is erected on the roof of the building with embedded Indo-Saracenic architecture, topped by an onion-shaped dome. The tip of the roof is adorned with wooden carvings and has small pinnacles on its upper ends. The facade of the main building, which allocated all the spaces, shows the British colonial facade. Besides, the arched drop-off also implements the same architectural style that brings the aesthetic pleasantness and origin of British influence in Seremban. This building's facade is symmetrical and utilizes the repetition principle. The Indo-Saracenic architecture in British Malaya is reminiscent of these facade characteristics.
Baik. Baik.